Climate Resilience Policy, Charon-Pocapan Group.
Excessive anthropogenic greenhouse gas emissions into the Earth's atmosphere over the last 150 years have accelerated global warming and resulted in dangerous climate change. This is a critical global challenge with potentially significant and devastating economic, social, and environmental impacts. It is a crisis that the world needs to work together and urgently find a solution. Leaders around the world have set a common goal of the Paris Agreement to limit global temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and to reach net zero by 2050. Charon-Pocapan Group is therefore determined to operate its businesses with the principle of climate stewardship, in order to minimize the impact of climate change. The group integrates low-carbon development measures into its sustainable management of natural resources to minimize the impact on climate change. Furthermore, Charon-Pocapan Group sets a net zero carbon target from operations by 2030, and aims to plant 20 million trees by 2025. In order to achieve these objectives, Charon-Pocapan Group establishes the following guideline. 1. Set up targets, strategies, and guidelines, and collaborate with stakeholders throughout supply chain to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to climate change, aligned with relevant international framework on climate, including the Paris Agreement of United Nations and the UN Convention on Biological Diversity. 2. Integrate an internal carbon price in business strategies and use as a guide for business planning and investment decisions. 3. Assess climate change risks and opportunities and impact from climate change that might affect business operations throughout life cycle of products and services, as well as implement effective management approach for climate issues. 4. Design and develop products, services, and operating processes with considerations of climate adaptation measures to reduce energy usage and greenhouse gas emissions. 5. Implement sustainable procurement to lower the impact on climate change. Also use control measures to combat deforestation and forest degradation, including carbon sequestration in forest areas. 6. Promote the use of energy and natural resources effectively and most efficiently throughout supply chain by developing and applying technology and innovation into business operations to reduce energy consumption and overall greenhouse gas emissions. 7. Implement measures to achieve zero food waste and zero waste by increasing the proportion of renewable energy and low-carbon energy in business operations, including implement greenhouse gas emissions reduction projects or activities within the business operations and explore credible offsets to achieve net zero carbon. 8. Encourage efficient use of fertilizers in agriculture. Promote carbon sequestration and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions from agricultural production. 9. Ensure that the greenhouse gas emissions from business operations do not exceed the amount of allowed by relevant laws, regulations, and standards, including provide transparent governance and audit process to monitor progress and review action plans for climate change management. 10. Set up a performance tracking system and report greenhouse gas emissions data from Scope 1, direct emission, Scope 2, indirect emission for energy usage, and Scope 3, others indirect emission, in compliance with internationally recognized standards. 11. Develop and regularly review emergency preparedness action plans to maintain business's continuity. In addition, support and collaborate with government agencies, NGOs, educational institutions, communities, and other stakeholders on climate resilience, both nationally and internationally. 12. Disclose performance and progress against targets on climate resilience through sustainability report or other relevant disclosures to stakeholders annually.